My quest for power has left me in exile. Nothing but the spirits of my enemies keep me company here. Be wary, everything you touch will die. Heed my warning, traveler. Nothing but death will follow you here. Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today's build is the SpeedRunning Necro, which is going to be flying through the maps. All you do is move, 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 let the wandering spirits kill everything behind you, transplant on things to kill them, and just annihilate everything that way. You're also going to be running low life, so your damage will be much higher, and running low life, now that you can stack so much HP, when you use it within Zanguius in the last steps of the living, you can have a lot of ward. We're going to have roughly 6,000 ward, although it drops down to about 5,000 stable ward when we have Aura of Decay active. But you have stable Aura of Decay, you have 5,000 ward, and as your ward goes down to the bare minimums, you're generating almost 1,500 ward per second. So you have a very high amount of ward generation, which is going to keep you alive, and it's very easy to gear for. All you really need is HP, vitality, and if you want, some dodge. That's really all you need for the build. We're not really building protections, so let's go ahead and get into the skills. For skills, we're running Bone Curse, Aura of Decay, Rip Blood, Transplant, and Wandering Spirits. For Bone Curse, we're using this for whenever we get to rares or bosses, we just cast it before we transplant on things. And we have Bone Curse on hit so that it does its crit, it does massive damage. It's one of the most OP skills that you have on the Necro at the moment. And we have 3 points in Crippling Anguish, 5 points in Iron Maiden, 3 points in Brittle Bones, 1 point in Ruptured Corpse, 5 points in Cursed Limbs, 1 point in Bone Eruption, 1 point in Acute Infliction, and 1 point in Illusion of Pain. For Aura of Decay, this is just a nice bonus of poison damage, especially against bosses. We have it set up to also have a chance to slow. We have 3 points in Undertow, 1 point in Putrid Bombs, 1 point in Rot Weaver, 2 points in Inoculation, 3 points in Vulnerability, 1 point in Fume Weaver, 1 point in Poison Bolt, and 4 points in Poison Barrage. For Rip Blood, we just have this set up because we're casting it 3 times every time we transplant, so we might as well get some extra damage with it. Plus, when it does hits, along with its blood splatter doing hits, the Bone Curse will also hit with it, which is nice for some extra damage. We have 1 point in Eviscerate, 3 points in Crimson Flood, 5 points in Splatter, 2 points in Hemomancer, 5 points in Gushing Wound, 1 point in Septic Wound, 2 points in Quenching, and 1 point in Mana Feast. For Transplant, we have 1 point in Acolyte's Fervor, 1 point in Rain of Blood, 2 points in Violent Emergence, 1 point in Hemophilia, since we're immune to bleed, 3 points in Depravity, 2 points in Black Mirror, 2 points in Scarlet Rain, 2 points in Sadism, and 3 points in Pale Blood. For Wandering Spirits, we are wearing the Plague Staff, so they get not only their own poison chance, but they get the poison chance due to our weapon, and poison chance through passives and idols, so they actually have quite a bit of poison chance. On top of that, they get our damage, so any boost that we get to damage over time and poison damage affects them, and we have a lot of both, almost 1,000% of each while we're moving. We have 2 points in Souls of Rage, 1 point in Spectral Putrescence, 3 points in Soul of Filth, 4 points in Lingering Souls, 3 points in Spirit Swarm, 2 points in Tethered Existence, and 5 points in Thin Veil. For passives, we have 20 points in the Acolyte base class, with 4 points in Blood Aura, 5 points in Blood Pact, 3 points in Bone Aura, and 8 points in Forbidden Knowledge. We have over 25 points in the Lich, with 8 points in Crippling Insight, 2 points in Survival of the Cruel, 1 point in Hollow Lich, 8 points in Dance with Death, 5 points in Serrated Bones, 8 points in Desolation, 3 points in Lasting Stench, and 8 points in Unclosing Wounds. In the Necromancer, we have 8 points in Elixir of Hunger, 5 points in Reclamation of Souls, 10 points in Cursed Blood, 3 points in Putrid Retribution, 1 point in Frantic Summons, 8 points in Tyrant, 8 points in Cling to Life, 5 points in River of Bones. And this 5 points here is going to give you 500% extra damage, since in the Lich we have 1 point Hull Lich to convert Health Leech to increased damage. For items, we are running idols that give flat health and increased health. We're also running a chance to poison health with cooldown recovery with Transplant. You can run 4 Transplant idols, although you'll have a lot less HP. You will be able to transplant more often. We are wearing 3 types of uniques. We have the Plague Bear Staff, which is a lot of poison damage for us. I recommend this. Although if you want to use just a regular 2-handed staff with a lot of physical damage, you can do that as well, because Bone Curse on hit whenever you transplant is still going to hit really hard, which will kill things just by doing that. We also have Insanguius and the Last Steps of the Living, so that we're converting 35% of our missing life as ward every second. And since we have 4,200 life right now, we're converting over 1/3 of that into ward, which is almost 1,400 ward, or just over 1,400 ward per second. And that's huge. It means that you're going to recover it really fast. It'd be the same almost as having 1,400 health regen. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty close to the same thing, especially the lower you get onward. And because of that, you have very high survivability. You can take a lot of hits and then just keep running away and let your wandering spirits kill everything, so that while you're moving, you're regenning that ward that you have lost. For our items, we have the Profane Hood with Vitality, Physical and Void Resistance, Health, and Increased Health. Now, you don't really need any resistances. I do recommend getting them where you can, because they will help, obviously, with your survivability. But because you're generating so much ward so quick, you can take a hit every now and then, and if you can get some dodge worked into it, that's going to be even better. For the Amulet, we have Poison Penetration, Damage over time, Poison Resistance, and some health. And basically we wanted vitality and health as much as we could get on everything else. Now, instead of running resistance, you can throw dodge in a lot of these spots, and it would probably work out better for you. However, with this gear, we basically went for what we have. Now, on our belt, we did get Ignite Chance on potion use. What's nice about this, the Wandering Spirits and our hits with Transplant, Rip Blood, and everything else also have that Ignite Chance. So if you really want to do a lot of damage on a boss, not only throw down Bone Curse and then Transplant, but before you do that, hit a potion, get some extra ignite. All those detonations, all those hits that you do are going to ignite and poison, which is just awesome. For our other ring, we have vitality, health, elemental resistance, and set physical and void. For the gloves, we have some set physical and void, vitality, and of course more health. And then for the relic, we went with percent of potion as health converted to ward, so that when we do have too many potions around and we run over them, since we're missing health, it's constantly going to be trying to use them. And because of that, now a big portion of those is going to be converted to ward instead, so we don't have to worry about our health filling up suddenly and our ward generation going down the crapper. For our character sheet, as you can see, we don't have very many resistances. We do have some, but not a lot. We're not really running any dodge. We have very little armor. However, the survivability, you can face tank all the bosses. Nothing can really kill you, and if you do start to die, just keep an eye on your ward. You can just run away. Your Wandering Spirits will still kill stuff, and as you run away, you're going to be regenerating that ward extremely quickly. As you can see, even with Aura of Decay active right now, we have 5,000 stable ward, which is huge, and that is with us doing a massive amount of poison damage. So you can imagine Aura of Decay is actually ticking us for about 250 damage a tick right now, and we have no problem sustaining 5,000 ward. Alright, let's go ahead and give you guys some more gameplay.